Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Quick 18 podcast. I'm your host, Dave Schultz. I'm alongside my co-host here, Andy Carroll. The Quick 18 pod, 18 minutes long, 3 6-minute segments, and it's brought to you today by The Hole in One Show. TheHoleInOneShow.com. You can see all the episodes for the past 5 seasons and the first 2 shows of season 6. And Andy, this week, it's us. It's the Fargo Country Club is featured. You're my co-host on the show. It's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a blast. Some good shots, some mediocre shots. I don't even remember if I hit the green or not.
All I know is we wore visors.
We wore visors.
That look way better on you than me. They're like wide. They're like the low wide ones. So we'll see. We'll see
That's
if we
when
get
I had long hair.
We'll see if we get ratings for our visors. I'm not too sure. But
what did they say on the front of them?
Emergency 9. Because we're the E9 capital of the world at the FCC. So no, it was on brand.
Yeah,
it was on
so
brand.
on brand.
You know. By the way,
sacrifice looks for the betterment of the club.
That's right. But it's going to be fun, and thanks for being on that show. But right now we're going to talk about the Masters. We got a lot to get to here. We're going to talk segment 1. We're going to recap the Masters. Segment 2, it's going to be FCC Confidential, Club Confidential, and then segment 3, in our Go Golf segment, we're going to talk about some instruction here early on in the golf season, get you off to a great start in your games as we start the 2025 golf season. Well, last week on the pod, I picked McIlroy. I got lucky. We got a Grand Slam winner. How good was that?
Emotional.
I felt like I played a football game yesterday when I went to bed. It was brutal.
The popular GIF or GIF, however you pronounce it, in the group chats yesterday was the roller coaster, just up and down and up and down, and it was something special. Super happy for Rory, and good pick.
I tweeted early. I almost thought it would be better if he lost the lead. Well, I mean, once he was making double, it's like, how do you spin that to be a positive? Because I was rooting for Rory. And he did say it after the round. It let the steam out of the engine a little bit, and then he was able to chase starting on hole 3.
We've seen Rory chase, and when he gets to chase, I mean, how many top 10, backdoor top 5s? I mean, they joke about it on other places that Rory, the yellow box on Wikipedia, that half of them are just from being like T41, but then going out and shooting 64 in the final round and T8. But
just wants to get to the plane quicker. You get out of there.
But man, so happy for him, and obviously my pick didn't turn out, but it's all good.
Wasn't a reaction? The reaction from him when he putted in on 18, obviously, and then missing the putt in regulation, having to go to the playoff against Rose, who's now has lost 2 Masters in playoffs. But to that reaction, you just felt a lifetime of stress come out of him.
Well, it was either Nance or Immelman said, it's 11 years in the making, right? So he's had the career Grand Slam. He's gone to Augusta 11 times with the chance to win the career Grand Slam, and obviously got it done. And Rory even mentioned it, 11 years in the green jacket ceremony, how it was actually 14 years.
Yeah,
from 2011.
He hooked it on number 10.
When he hooked it on 10. So, I mean, it gives me the chills thinking about it.
So he's one of 6 now. One of 6 to win the Grand Slam. The last Grand Slam winner was Tiger Woods in 2000. In our third segment, our Go Golf segment, we are going to have a trivia question. You can send in the answer for a dozen golf balls. But what other takeaways from the Masters this past week?
I mean, Ludwig's, for being in his second Masters, he's a specimen. He's a robot. I mean,
he's good.
He hit some. I mean, putter was very mediocre, and driver was not as good for him. And he's right there in the mix, coming down late. And then obviously the triple. Shout out Darren Rovell on Twitter. Triple on 18 for Ludwig, lost $514,500.
Ouch! And he had a putt to take the lead on 16.
Yeah,
that's a tough 30 minutes.
Tough.
But he stands so close to it. His swing is so short and vertical.
Vertical.
It's the same every single time.
Every time.
It can't. So he's the kind of guy that people who know the golf swing, know the game, they're like, just get used to that guy's name. He's only 25.
He's 25.
Yeah. That was your pick.
That was my pick.
I mean, he was tied for the lead with 3 holes left, so that was good. How about Hoagie? Good week for Hoagie. Obviously finished on a sour note, bogey in the last 2, just finishing outside the top 12, which gets you into the Masters next year. But man, it was fun watching him. He is a contender, man. Every single week, Tom is top tier.
There's a joke that goes around in pro golf, like the ultimate flushers. The drivers, they call them the BMWs, right? The ultimate driving machine. But
I've never heard that.
You've never heard that? Yeah,
no, I like that.
The BMWs.
Nice.
But you look at guys who contended this week who maybe don't have the firepower of Rory, Ludwig, some of these guys, like perennial names, right?
Yep.
But you look at Harris English and you look at Tom Hoagie, two just extremely good ball strikers with the irons, and they're top 15 at Augusta.
Glover too, right?
Yeah,
Lucas is a good ball striker.
I mean, he struggled, but yeah, that's another good one where those guys always are in the mix because they just hit good iron shot after good iron shot.
And you pointed out the Patrick Reed, obviously hold out on 17, which doesn't happen every day, but 3-putting from a few feet on 13.
Yeah, a couple short miss on birdie on 13 to obviously miss the birdie and then miss the par. Putt coming back, so 3-putted from 4 feet, finishes 2 back. He makes that putt. He's at, who knows if he still holds out. But that's 2 shots right there, and he's also in a playoff hypothetically. So
much fun.
It's the
one tournament a year I watch from round 1 all the way through.
Yeah.
And I'm gotta wait a whole year to enjoy the Masters app again.
I know.
And the Masters
app. If every app was like the Masters app, the world would be just.
You know what I like that CBS did? They leaned into the leaderboard, and when they showed the update on the leaderboard, because it's so unique now to not have phones.
Yeah.
And to have the old school reaction in real life. All these people are learning something at the same time.
When Rory birdied 17.
Their faces aren't in their phones.
You're saying when Rory birdied 17 and 18 just went bananas?
Yeah.
It was so cool.
That and just any update through, they kept going to it. It was great. And then also I think they did a great job, and we saw this on X, just letting the emotion and letting everything play out as Rory walked back to the clubhouse.
Yeah, I think I saw something where between the two of them, there was 7 words over like a minute after Rory won it.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
You want to interject yourself. I thought the best call was Nance, shot of a lifetime on 15. You never know. I mean, in the moment, you never really know what call is going to live on forever, but in that moment, it just felt like that he leaned into that one. That sounded pretty good.
I think Rory's back 9. I think he might have hit like 3 of the worst shots ever in majors, but then like 3 of the best shots ever in majors.
He's one of the best players in the world, one of the 6 to win the Grand Slam, and he admitted after they're out, he's just nervous.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Ugh. How can you not be? But
I think the floodgates are opening. He's going to send it.
You've got
every major. He's sending it.
You've got Bombers at Quail Hollow.
Yep.
Where he's won Wells Fargo how many times?
Yes.
And then you go to Bethpage where it's Bombers Nation.
Yeah.
And then guess where he gets to potentially finish it off? Northern Ireland, where born and raised. So, I mean, if he could, maybe that's the floodgates.
It's going to be a great year.
All
right, that was fun watching the Masters this past week. Stay with us. Next up, it's the FCC Fargo Country Club Confidential. Season 6 of the Hole-in-One Show, presented by Bell Bank and Shields, is now airing on KVOY and KFYR. Tune in Sunday nights at 10:35 to see if these amateur golfers have what it takes to navigate their nerves when the cameras are rolling. Each contestant gets 2 shots, and one in the hole wins a brand new Cadillac from Gateway Cadillac. Check it out as we move closer to the $100,000 milestone of money raised on the show. Because you know this, if it's Sunday night, it's time for the Hole-in-One Show. Hey, Hole-in-One Show fans, do you want your 2 shots on the show? Well, come on out and qualify. Every year we host qualifiers to see who makes the show, and they are a ton of fun. Great shot. We have our first shot in the circle. The qualifying location, dates, and times will be published on August 15th on the show's website, theholeinoneshow.com. We need a hole-in-one on this show, and we'd love for you to be the one to do it. So mark your calendars to join the fun. Check out theholeinoneshow.com and get yourself in the game. Welcome back. It's now time for FCC Club Confidential. Everything going on at the Fargo Country Club. We did open the range this past weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 5. We had burgers on the grill out there, 12 to 2. It was a lot of fun, and boy, it was nice to get some warm weather and hit some golf shots outside. Did you get hit some shots?
Hit a couple 7-irons of Eric Diedrich's.
Okay.
But didn't bring my clubs out there. Just went out, saw some members, and he's like, "Why don't you hit one of these? You fit me into this." And I hit it, and I'm like, this thing goes a long ways. But maybe too far with the 7-iron. But no, it was fun to see all the members out there. It's the itch.
It was busy.
The itch is here.
It was busy, right?
And I think
12.
everyone had the idea, like, let's get to the range from 12 to 1:30, fly home, have a burger, and watch the Masters in the afternoon.
That's great.
So
it was great. Can't wait to get the golf course open. We're closed Monday, Tuesday this week. We'll see how the weather plays out. We'll just take what it gives us. I mean, it's April in North Dakota. Not much that we can do, but just wait until it's warm enough to get on the golf course. Want to real quick go back to the Masters pool. We had a Masters pool, and Jason Christensen was the winner, but it was kind of interesting at the end.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations, JC, on winning the Masters pool. Some really big picks. Obviously, something where you got to get guys to make the cut, right?
That's right.
So you take the best 4 of 6 per day. So if you have 6 guys, you got 6 chances to get a good score. But yeah, Mary Lilstall, his team made a heck of a comeback on the last day. And but JC snuck it out by 1, and then Mike Hagan finished 3rd. So super fun, just something, it's fun to have some guys to cheer for.
Yeah.
Throughout the week.
And what do they win?
Jason Christensen, everything shop credit.
Okay.
The numbers on that are still to be calculated out.
Sure.
But yeah, super happy for the showing, and the Masters party was a huge hit.
That was fun. That was fun. And then another thing we got out during the Masters was Friday. This past week, we sent out a message for the first golf tournament of the year, the opener, May 9th.
The opener. It's going to be
what's the format?
2-person best ball.
Okay.
90% handicaps, just like any other best ball tournament you play in.
Gross and net divisions.
And net divisions. You enter both by getting in, and then you just the Golf Genius does the rest and selects which one you're gonna have the best chance of winning in. After the tournament. So, yeah, it's going to be great. We've already got 10 teams, so 20 players signed up for that.
Great.
May 9th,
Great.
tee times.
Times 9 to 2.
9 to 2.
So you can select your time of play. We're not blocking the tee for anybody. It's just this tournament is in the normal process of the open tee sheet, and you bring a guest, right? So we have the member guest draft on the 9th, Friday night the 9th, but you can bring a guest for this event.
You can also bring a guest. Yep, so you can play with 2 members or a member and then bring a guest as well.
Okay. Important dates for the membership for the men's member guests, specifically member guest sponsor registration. So $1,250 to sponsor the member guest. It guarantees your spot in the tournament. May 1st, Thursday, May 1st, right? Is that a Thursday?
Thursday, yep.
Yeah, Thursday, May 1st. You email me at dave.schultz@fargocc.com at noon. The first 25 to email me on May 1st at noon will guarantee your spot in the men's member guests. Now, if you don't want to sponsor the tournament, you want to get yourself in the draft the next day, starting at noon on May 2nd, email me and let me know that you'd like to be in the draft, and you'll be entered into the draft. And we have different ways on how you get bingo balls in the draft, and we'll email that all that information out to you. And then a week later, May 9th, is the draft night in Charlie's Pub. So that'll be a lot of fun. The draft is always fun, and even if you don't get drafted and you're on the wait list, there's still a chance you're going to get in. We usually do go down the wait list a little bit.
Stuff happens, yeah.
Yep. And then the tournament this year, July 24th through 26th, a couple weeks later. We got off of Moorhead Country Club's member guests. There's some other conflicts, and so we moved it back to the original where it used to be, so it's a little bit later in July. Give it a little space from the 4th of July. So that's always a really fun one. And then a couple other dates I want you to save. The June 13th and 14th, it's a Friday, Saturday. That's the club championships. I want you to touch on the club championships a little bit. All divisions.
Say it again.
All divisions.
Yep, all divisions. 2 days, Friday, Saturday. Obviously, different formats for the different tiers of players. But I'm a big believer that a club championship, yes, you can go and win a club championship, deserve your parking spot, but it's also a great way to. I look at it more of it as a club tournament.
Yes,
right.
Get to know some other people.
Get out of your comfort zone. Get away from the 3 or 4 guys or gals that you play with on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. Go out, and how many times, whether you're playing on a Tuesday, a Friday, or a Thursday, are you finishing a 4-inch putt on 18?
Yeah,
right. One time a year, come out, 2 days. Let's hit cups, and it's a fun way to do it, and great way to meet new people and support a little camaraderie around the club.
And we moved it from August to June, Try and get some more participation in a Friday, Saturday. So you can steal a little bit from maybe the workday on Friday, but you don't take the entire weekend. So you still get to the lake Saturday night if that's what you plan to do. But looking to have as many people as possible, as many members as possible, juniors, ladies, seniors, men, June 13, 14 this summer. A lot more to get to on the FCC front, but we're out of time this week on the FCC. We'll come back to it. I do want to one more thing. We're going to go a little over. We have a sim sale going on.
We do.
We have 2 brand new TrackMan IO simulators going into the old Banquet 1 space, and we're about to unveil that to the membership within the next couple of weeks. But the 2 sims that we do have right now, they're for sale. One for $12,500 and one for $25,000.
Yep. About golf simulators, awesome. We've had them up, and those are for sale. Ending of those bids can go to myself at andy.carroll@fargocc.com. The registration for that closes April 22nd at 5 p.m.
Perfect. And the way we do it is you get your name in the hat if you want to buy one of those, and we'll just randomly draw, and that's who has the opportunity to buy it.
Yep.
Perfect. Well, that was the FCC Club Confidential. Thanks for being with us on that section of the podcast. Next up, it's time for Go Golf and the Quick 18 trivia question.
Big news from the Hole-in-One Show. The Hole-in-One Show is expanding to Arizona. Season 1 of the Hole-in-One Show Desert Series, presented by Bell Bank, will be statewide in Arizona on Arizona's Family Sports, January, February of 2026. We are shooting the inaugural Desert Series on November 2nd on the 9th hole of Grass Clippings Rolling Hills in Tempe. We couldn't be more excited about growing the footprint of this show and giving golfers from the Grand Canyon State the chance of winning on the Hole-in-One Show Desert Series. It's time to take this show to Arizona.
Welcome back to the Quick 18 podcast. It's now time for the Go Golf segment, and we're going to kick off the Go Golf segment with a trivia question. Andy? Now, you can't answer this because this is for the viewer, but the question is, what event did Tiger Woods win in 2000 to secure the Grand Slam? He's the last one to win the Grand Slam in professional golf, and what event did he win to secure the Grand Slam? Email your answers to quick18pod, quick18pod at gmail.com. Quick18pod at gmail.com with your answer. And hey, if you have any other ideas for the podcast, go ahead and email. We had an email for this thing, so we're official. We have an email. Quick18pod.
Quick18.
What?
Was it the 3M Open in 2003 that he won to win the career Grand Slam? I don't know.
Was it the 3M Open?
I think so. I think that might be a helpful hint, people.
What?
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I didn't. It went right over me. All right, so we're getting ready for the season. We're on the range this past weekend, and everybody is out there. They're swinging. They've maybe watched some YouTube videos. They are looking at things as they get onto the golf course and get some good habits in place. I want to share with you a little clip that we did this past weekend on the FCC range.
Hey everybody, Dave here, starting the season at the FCC. We're on the driving range today, April 12th. It's Masters Saturday. I want to take you through a few quick tips that I'm going to try and incorporate in my game this year as we start the season. Now, early on, every single year, I always swing too fast and too long because I'm so doggone excited. This year, we're going to focus on contact from the start. Start at a low level, focus on contact, getting that club going through the hitting area, and I want to show you what I'm going to do to start the season. I have a 7-iron, and all I care about right now is hitting that center face. It doesn't have to be a full swing, not even a half swing. I'm going to start very slow and very low and work my way into a full swing. I'll give you 2 to start. You can see what I'm talking about. We're going to walk before we run this golf season, focusing on hitting the center of that club face. Not trying to impress anybody, not trying to hit the longest 7-iron ever. It's April 12th. We're just trying to hit the center of this golf club. Let's go waste time. Again, focus on center strike, slow down that swing, and ease your way into the golf season. Yeah, I'm excited about this part. I mean, I want to take this, like I said, into my game. I always start way too fast, way too long. Andy, what are some of the things that you see in your game as you come out of the winter?
Definitely. I think there's some different aspects when you look at a golf swing that you can get into some bad habits with. Number one is, you're coming off of Christmas and a bunch of these holidays, probably haven't been swinging as much, and especially probably exercising as much. So I think first and foremost is make sure you don't step out on the range and grab a 7-iron and start going full go.
Yeah.
Grab a wedge and just like you talked about in your video, hit half swings, hit the center of the face, and feel your body rotating through the golf shot, and warm up properly, because you can create some bad habits.
Which is kind of the opposite of what a lot of people want to do, because you've been hitting it into a screen 6 feet in front of you all winter long, and you want to hit a driver and hit it, see the ball fly. And you can get discouraged if you're having these big, long swings and you're not hitting the center of the club and it's going all over the place. I just said walk before we run this season.
Exactly.
So what you do a lot of teaching. What are some of the things you look for with like, let's say it's someone, a new client of yours that is, what are the first few things that you look at in a golf swing?
Well, I think first and foremost, you see the best player in the world, Scotty Scheffler, during Masters Week out on the range with a grip tool, right? He's got the special grip on his, so the first thing is, take your time, quality over quantity, especially early in the year, and make sure grip's right, setup's good. And then just shorten it up. And if you're going to go on YouTube and try and learn the game that way, just go watch Ludwig.
No kidding.
Just go watch Ludwig.
Seriously, look at how short his golf swing is.
Short, compact, super interesting. Bryson was talking about it early in the week, how you hear a lot of, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but coaches who have been teaching the game for years, and they say, relaxed, grip it soft, watch Rory, watch Ludwig, watch Bryson grip the club. They don't grip it soft, like the whole, grip it like a baby bird. Bryson believes that, through tension, you create feel and you create torque in your body, and that's how you generate speed. So
it's
super intriguing.
Game up there. Different game for sure. But yeah, you can't, very rarely do we ever see an amateur golfer with too short of a golf swing.
No.
Never.
So
always you try and shorten and slow it up. It'll help a lot. All right, this week in professional golf, it is the Heritage. Picks. We have 2 picks. We said one's gonna be kind of a sleeper, and one is gonna be maybe one of our favorites. Who are your 2 picks for this week at the Heritage?
For my favorite, I'm gonna go back to a guy who always feels like he contends at Augusta, has never gotten it done.
Okay.
Corey Connors at plus 2,500.
So he's sponsored by RBC.
Yes.
So well, that's interesting, isn't he?
I don't know.
He's sponsored by RBC. He's Canadian, right?
Oh, yeah. That would make sense.
It's got it on his sleeve?
Yeah, that's probably.
He might have. So here's kind of something that's low-key. He might have some more responsibilities this week, as it's their sponsored tournament, than he would at any other tournament. No, you've already said it. You have Corey Connors.
All right, Corey Connors.
Yep. Ricky always plays well at the Rocket, and he's sponsored by Rocket.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing.
I'm
going to go Ludwig.
You're going to go Ludwig.
I am. He's coming off a triple. He's like, I'm going to win next week.
Yeah, I'm going to win next week.
I've Ludwig. That's my favorite. Who's your sleeper?
I got DB straight vibin', Mr. Daniel Berger, plus 5,500, which I feel like coming off of an injury, playing some good golf, sneaking his way up the Ryder Cup rankings. That's my pick, sleeper.
I'm taking a guy who finished in the top 5 last year, Sahith. I think he finished second. Sahith Theegala. Hasn't had a top 10 this year. So it's a sleep. That's why it's a sleeper, right? But he's coming back to a place that it matters. It matters. You're coming back to a ballpark that
you're comfortable
at. You played well last year. You're seeing good things. You only lost to one guy last year, and it was Scotty Scheffler. And by the way, how good is Scotty Scheffler last year backing up the Masters win by winning Heritage?
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah. So those are our picks for the tournament. And now, our golf. We're just like everybody who's out here in this area getting ready to play golf. We're just as excited to get on the golf course, aren't we?
So excited.
So what's going to be the difference maker? I'm really interested in your difference maker. I might have to get one because I'm a cutter, and I'm told that this is easier to turn over. Let's talk about the mini driver.
Mini driver, Callaway Elite. I'm super excited about this. Dave and I both cut the golf ball off the tee. FCC is obviously a golf course where
slice.
Where you want to move it left to right, the majority of the holes. But you look at holes out at FCC and other championship golf courses that we're going to go be competing at here over the next month. And sometimes being able to hit a draw off a tee, tends to look better and produce better results. Super excited about this. 11.5 degree. It's just in between a driver and a 3-wood. 3-wood's actually completely out of the bag now. So I don't carry a 3-wood anymore. Don't feel like it, don't play many par 5s where I need a 3-wood coming in anymore.
Right.
So driver,
you have a 5-wood?
Driver, mini driver, it's actually a 6-wood. So yeah, the thing goes up to the moon and
my 5-wood
is
cheating.
I
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But the 3-wood is a tweener.
It's a tweener.
I would much rather to be able to tee up a mini driver. I think this is going to be
easier
big.
to hit.
This is going to be big. Now, are you still comfortable hitting it off the ground?
Yes. Yep.
Will the amateur?
I think they will.
Okay.
I think an amateur who has a slower swing speed, they're not going to play the 11.5. They're going to play the 13.5.
Okay.
So the Callaway comes in 2 different lofts, and obviously completely adjustable. So if you know that you're not going to hit off the tee one day, but you really want in the bag, maybe you turn it down a little bit and get it some added distance. Or if you're playing a longer course and you're going to have to hit it on some par 5s, crank it up to 13.5.
Love it. Now my difference maker is a winter putter in the golf shop. You always find your putter in the winter in the golf shop because you have nothing else to do as far as golf swing goes. And I found one. I'm going to go with the 38-inch 2-ball Jailbird. It just my wrists are not in the stroke at all, at least in the golf shop. It's just rocking of the shoulders. It feels so easy. And then I like to forward press. It just naturally I just sit right there.
Yep.
And it's just a rock. I can't wait to get on the greens.
This putter is it's a difference maker, and obviously you've seen Jailbirds make a big push here over the last probably 2 years since Wyndham was in it, and now they've gone back to an old school and added this to the Jailbird lineup with the 2-ball. So super.
We also have some good looking kicks there. The G4s. I got 2 pair coming for myself. What do you have there?
I've got the Painters. These are basically custom made by Jason Day, and you saw Justin Rose wearing the Painters. So
all right.
Super excited about these shoes, and
I like that the G4s have cleats again.
Yes.
There's cleats.
Yeah.
What a deal. All right. It's that was the Quick 18 podcast. Reminder, the trivia question: what event did Tiger win to secure the Grand Slam? Thanks for being with us this week of the Quick 18 podcast. Thanks. It was a lot of fun, and we'll do it again next week.
See you then.